Glorified be the Heavenly Father, glorified be Jeshua the Messiah, and glorified be the Holy Spirit. Greetings to my beloved brothers and sisters of all nations and colors. Book of Jubilees, chapter 3. And on the sixth day and on the second week, we brought according to the word of Alioi unto Adam all the beasts and all the cattle and all the birds and everything that he had made and moved on the earth, and everything that moves in the water according to their kinds and according to their types, and ask on the first day, and cattle on the second day, and the birds on the third day, and all that moves in the water on the fourth day. And it was Adam. Adam named them. Now there was 5 days. Adam saw all there was, male and females according to every kind that was on the earth, but he was alone, and found no helpmate to him. And the Most High said unto us, it is not good that the man should be alone. Let us make a helpmate for him. And the Most High caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept. And he took for him a woman, one rib from him amongst his ribs, and the rib, the origins of the woman from amongst his ribs. And he built the flesh in its steel, and built the woman up with his clothing. And Adam woke up out of his sleep, and on the sixth day, and he knew her, and this now belongs to his bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called my wife, because she now taken from her husband. Therefore shall a man and a wife be one, and therefore a man shall leave the father and his mother, and unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. I'm gonna finish reading it because this is really deep. In the first day, in the first week, Adam created and the rib his wife. In the second week, he showed her unto him, and for this reason the commandment was given to keep in their defilement, within their defilement, for a male 7 days, and for a female twice. 7 days. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the rest where he had been created, in the place where he had been created, we brought him unto the Garden of Eden to till and keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 18th day, and after this he entered into the Garden of Eden, and for this reason the commandment is written on the heavenly tablets in regards to her, and that gives birth. If she bears a male, she shall remain in her uncleanness 7 days, according to the first week's days, and 3 days shall she remain in the blood of her purifying, and she shall not touch in any kodesh thing for entering into the sanctuary until she accomplishes these days, which are enjoyed in the case of a male child. But in the case of a female child, she shall remain in her uncleanness 2 weeks of days, according to the first 2 weeks and 60 days, in the blood of her purification, and they will be in all 8 days. And when she had completed these 8 days, she brought her into the Garden of Eden, for it is most kodesh than all in the earth, besides in every tree that is planted in it is kodesh. Okay, so Eden is the holiest place, right? I'm saying this is probably the kingdom of the Most High, the garden, I'm guessing. I'm just gonna finish this and then we'll recap it up. Therefore, this was ordained regarding her who bears a male or a female child, and the status of those days, and she should touch no kodesh thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until these days for the male or female until they are accompanied. This is the Torah and testimony which she was written down for Israel, in order that they should serve it all the days and in all the first week of the first Jubilees. Now, Adam and his wife were in the Garden of Eden for 70 years, tilling and keeping it, and we gave him work, and we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage, and he tilled the garden and was not ashamed, and he protected the garden from from the birds and from the beasts and from the cattle and everything in it, and eat and take them, therefore, for himself, for his wife. Okay, and it says here that he ate and put aside the residue for himself and for his wife, and then the which was being kept, and after the completion of the 7 years which he has completed, there were 7 years exactly, and in the second month on the 7th day, and in the month, the serpent came and approached the woman, and the serpent said to the woman, how come you saying you shall not eat of the tree of the garden? And she said to it, of all the fruits of the of trees in the gardens we shall, it said to us, eat, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh said that to us we should not eat therefore of it. Nevertheless, you should touch it, lest you die. Because the serpent said, you will not die, for Yahweh does know that this on the day that you shall eat thereof, your eyes will be opened, and you will be as gods, and you will know good and evil. And the woman saw the tree, and it was good, great, and it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye, and that its fruit was good for good, and took thereof and ate. And when she had first covered her shame, she grabbed fig trees, and she gave thereof to Adam, and he ate, and his eyes were open, and he saw that he was naked, and he took from fig trees and sewed them together, and made an apron for himself, and covered his shame. And Yahweh cursed the serpent, and was wroth with it forever. and she was wroth with it, and he was wroth with the woman, because she had listened to the voice of the serpent, and did eat. And he said to her, I will greatly multiply you sorrows. You shall bring forth children, and resume what you unto your husband, and he will rule over you. And to Adam also he said, because you have listened to her unto the voice of your wife, and have eaten of your wife, and have eaten of the tree of the which I commanded you that you should not eat of. Cursed be the ground for your sake. Thus thorns and thistles shall be burst forth to you, and you shall eat your bread in the sweet of your face, till you return to the earth, from whence you were taken. For earth you are, and unto earth you shall return. And he made for them coats of skin, and clothed them, and sent them forth from the garden of Eden. And on that day, on the which Adam went forth from the garden, he offered as a sweet offering frankincense, gallibard, and stuck and splice in the mornings with the rising of the sun, from the day when he covered his shame. And in that day was closed the mouth of all beasts and cattle, and all the birds, and whatever walked in and out, moved, so that they could no longer speak, for they had all spoken with one another, and one to get tongue. And he sent out of the garden of Eden all the flesh that was in the garden of Eden, and all the flesh was scattered according to its types unto the places when had been created for them, under accordance is prescribed on the heavenly tablets, as together all those who know the judgment of the Torah, that they should cover their shame, and should not uncover themselves, as the Gentiles uncover themselves. Okay, and on the new months of the 4th month, Adam and his wife went forth from the garden of Eden, and they dwelt in the land of Eden, in the land of their creation. And Adam called the name of his wife Eve, and they had no sons till the first Jubilee. And after that he knew her. Now he tilled the land, and he had been instructed in the garden of Eden. Now, okay, water supply. Okay, see, this is really tough throughout, and I don't say I don't know everything, but I'm thinking that Adam, because it says that Adam tilled the land, I'm thinking Adam is possibly Orion, possibly, and Eve possibly, either constellation Aquarius, because remember that there was no water yet, or she could be, the woman, the virgin, whatever. And also too, cursed be the ground. When it says here, cursed be the ground, and see when it says the dragon, I don't know if he's talking about the orc, the orc cloud. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I mean, it looks like he got mad because they created, saying things, saying, like, like life forms, I guess, and when he said, you should not be thereof, and cursed be the ground, that might be that star Cursa that's on his foot. She possibly could be, or she could possibly be the first son. You know what I'm saying, or she was probably giving light to. She probably was the one gives light. I mean, I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying? And then, so, because, like, I'm telling you, Jubilee is a tough read, man, because, like, it's really different than Genesis. Also, too, when she says here that she brought forth fig tree, I mean, maybe it's because, they planted the seeds here, the environment, you know what I'm saying, water. I guess, possibly the woman, Eve, gave water, and Ryan and whatnot, they conceived because they took from the orc cloud that creates. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna keep. I'm probably gonna do part 4, but I'm gonna read it through, and brainstorm, because it's tough reading. Like I said, I mean, that's why I say possibly, you know what I'm saying, because there's so many ways you can go on this, you know what I'm saying, but he says till the land, you know what I'm saying, and the rivers that flow, you know what I mean. It could be the Cursa was the sun, or is the light. I mean, I don't know, there's something to it. If you want to add to it, take from this, we're always more than welcome, man, because we're forever learning, and I never claim that I know everything. So I hope this was edifying, and I love you and love one another.